yeah, we're gonna get started. We are gonna do some marble today. These two are made with two different techniques. This one is made with alcohol inks and blooming gel and stuff, and this one is made with watercolor and some gel polish, but mostly watercolor. So that's what we're gonna do today. I think we are gonna start with the inks, actually. Alexandra, hej! Åh, tack vad du är snäll. So yeah, we are gonna get started. I'm gonna take this away for now. And gonna need a tip. Maybe we zoom in a bit. Kom igen då. Tjo! Har de uppdaterat en massa? Men gud, vad händer? Okej, vi gör så här. Just gonna try. Zooming is not possible. Okay, maybe that works. I don't know. Oh my god, I don't know what's happening. Yeah, okay. It works, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna get started. I'm sorry. Just playing around. I am gonna start. We have a tip. If you're doing this on a client, this is a built-in design, so you need to start from scratch on a thin base. So if you have a natural nail, you do it on the natural nail, and if you're doing extensions, you do the extension bit very thin, and then you get started right away. And then we are gonna encapsulate it with clear gel. So I am gonna put down, I just have a buffed tip, nothing on it. And I am going to put a thin layer of like a translucent milky white gel polish. Just to get like a base coat really, and for something to put the foils into. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that in the light. Hello, Sara. Looking good. Okay, great. Because I don't know how to zoom out again. So this is gonna work. This is gonna be great. Okay. I'm gonna use some gold foils. Just these types. There you go. And you can use pretty much whatever you want to put it down, but I'm gonna use a silicone tool, and I'm just breaking off a little piece and putting it into the tacky layer of the gel polish. So 1 and 2. I think that's enough. Yeah. Put that away. And now we are going in with the inks. And I am gonna use 3 different colors. A brown, a black, and a bit of gold shimmer. That's not necessary, but yeah. And I am using acetone to blend it. So I got some acetone in my little dish here. Have you guys used inks before? Do you like it? I love it. So I got my brush ready and a wipe. I would actually love to zoom out a bit. Oh, yes! Yay! There you go. Technical marvel. Yeah. So, I got my inks. It's these kinds in a bottle with like a regular brush like this. So, I'm just gonna blob it. Älskar inks. Yay, me too. Hej snygg Monette! Försökte använda men inte få till det så bra ännu. Ja, nej men det är lite svårt. Jag älskar dem, men man får liksom leka i lugn och ro. Jag brukar inte tycka om att experimentera på kunder, utan helst på en tipp då typ. So just blob it around, and then I'm gonna take my brush and dip it in alcohol. Not too much. I have my wipe here to kind of wipe out the excess. And just blub, 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 blub. Just kind of soften it. We're gonna do this in layers, so nothing needs to be perfect. This is hardly gonna show in the end, so it doesn't really matter. Just something like that. And this doesn't need to cure, so you just need to wait for it to dry. And you can see when it dries, when it's not as shiny anymore. So once that is dry, I am going to go over with a thin layer of a blooming gel. I think that's dry. Yeah. Nu ska vi se. Precis, jag löser man inte upp polish med aceton. Tänker du på cotton som jag har under, att jag löser upp den? Det är så himla lite man använder, så det är ingenting som har skapat något problem. So put down a thin layer of the blooming gel, and then I'm gonna go in with some white gel polish. Like the tiniest amount on my little palette. And I'm using a thin brush. And just randomly putting some swirly bits. Not too much. You don't want it to kind of take over. Just drag it out a bit. And then just watch the blooming gel do its magic. So we're gonna wait for a bit and just watch it work. Patricia har precis bakslaget. Jag tror, alltså ja, absolut. Om man soakar det så blir det ju problem. Men det här är ju bara så lite man har på penseln. Så att jag tror liksom inte att det spelar någon större roll. Something like that. I like that, so I'm gonna pop that in the light. I'm gonna put that away. We're gonna use that again, so I'm not wiping it off. I'm just putting it away for now. So did everybody have a good day? We've had a freaking storm outside today. So all my stuff I have in front of my salon. I have like an entrance with some flowers and stuff. They are all over the place. Vilka inklen jag använder är alla ganska lik varandra. Jag har inte provat så många olika inks faktiskt. De jag har nu är från Magpie. Men jag har också provat att köpa på typ hobbyaffärer. Såna, det är ju alkoholinks liksom. Så det är samma grej. Funkar hur bra som helst. Det enda som är smidigt med de här är att de har en pensel. Så att man liksom enkelt kan dutta så. Ja men precis Patricia. Man får inte fläska på hela nageln. Ta det lite lugnt och försiktigt. Då ska vi se. Då ska vi på med lite inks igen. Och nu så vill jag ha lite mörkare. Så nu kör jag lite svart. Med en ny pad. Fladder, fladder. And this is quite pigmented. So I'm just gonna use a small amount. And this is the beauty of it. You can always add more. So start with just a little and then work your way up. And I'm kind of dabbing. As you can see, it turns into like a blob when you put it down. And then I use my brush and I kind of go just around the edges. And it makes like tiny veins. Inks kind of work for you, making the marble. I want some brown here. I really need to concentrate on not overdoing it because that is my absolute specialty. I can sit for hours with just one tip, driving myself crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna stop there, but I am gonna put some gold ink, and this isn't really a color, it's more like a shimmer ink. So just putting it down random, and I'm not even gonna bother with the alcohol on this with the acetone. I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Can you see that? I'm seeing a hair. No, we don't want you. Yeah, so we're just gonna leave that to dry for a second. Se om jag missar något. Hi Winnie from Spain! Nice! Is it sunny and warm there? Och snö, Camilla! Nej men fy! Inte okej. Jag hörde att det skulle snöa här imorgon. Läppen mår bra. Yeah, the lip is doing great. You can hardly even see the bruise anymore. So I'm hoping to get a new appointment with her like next week maybe. We'll see. Ja, exakt Patricia. Man får typ hålla i sig när man är ute nu. So this is dry. So, time again for another layer of the blooming gel. You absolutely don't need to do all these layers. I mean, actually, you could just leave it as it is. But I think the whole charm of these kinds of marble is the dimension. It's the layers. That's what makes it just pop, I think. So I love all these layers. So a thin layer of the blooming gel. I think I need to buy a new blooming gel because this one is several years old and it's beginning to become a bit rubbery. And we're going in with the white again, even smaller amounts this time. Just a tiny, tiny bit here or there. Can I go over the foil a bit so that you can see that it's in the bottom. Det är snökaos i Sundsvall. Nej men herregud. Sommar och sol i Norge, 14 grader. Åh, så mysigt. Lots of rain in Spain. Oh. That's too bad. Where in Spain are you? Do you live there or just on holiday? Okay, I need to stop. This is what I mean. I overdo everything. Om du gör detta på en kund, hur lång tid lägger du typ per nagel? Well, if I do it on a client, actually, you kind of do one nail at a time. While one nail is drying, you do the other nail, so it doesn't actually take that long. But I would, I have kind of time segments with the booking. And they need, if they want something like this, they would need to book like the design time that is extra time. So I would like, yeah, maybe 2.5 hours in total. But once you get the hang of it, it actually goes pretty quick. So yeah, I'm gonna pop that in the light. Oh, thank you, Winnie. Patricia, blooming gel. Well, den blooming gelen jag har nu som sagt är ungefär 300 år gammal. Den ser ut så här, jag får skämmas. Den är grisig och äcklig och it's from E-Nail Couture, I think. But I am sure there are plenty of different blooming gels out in the world. Yeah. I am going to encapsulate this now. And I would do that with a clear gel. I'm gonna be lazy now, so I'm gonna use like a rubber base because it's quicker and easier for you. But if this was a client, I would use a regular clear gel. Hold it upside down for a bit. And I'm gonna pop that in the light. I live here in, I'm not gonna even try to pronounce that. But I'm originally from Belgium. Okay. Nice. Well, that place is, where in Spain is that located? I have no clue. Is that in South Spain, North Spain? Are you in any of the islands maybe? Skriv ner när du kommer till drömmen, håll kurs, älskar kurserna deras. Åh, vad härligt. Perhaps maybe one day. We're talking about having online courses again, so keep your eyes out. So that is cured, and I am going to file it. Put the lid on that, put that away. And where did I put my file? There. I'm not going to go overboard with this because it doesn't need to be perfect this time. It's not on the client. This is why it's so important that you start with a thin base, so that you have room for all these layers and don't file through them when you start to shape your nail. Buffing, 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 buffing. Get all the dust away, and there we go. Cleanse it a bit. And for the final thing, I'm gonna do a bit more ink. And I want my little kit. And I'm gonna do the brown. And maybe a little tiny, 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 tiny bit of black. And just play with it a bit to create some veins and dimension. Get such great dimensions. Yeah, exactly. That's what I love about it. You can actually see all the layers when you put on the top coat later. And I just love that. And just a little bit more. I think I want some up over here. Maybe a bit of black over there. Kind of dragging it. Yeah, something like that. I'm gonna let that dry for just a couple of seconds, and then we're gonna put some top coat on. Put the inks away. South of Spain. Yeah. That's the sunny and warm side. Well, not for you right now, but Patricia. Jo, det beror på hur jag känner. Nu kände jag för att göra samma. På den här har jag nog kört lite sådär. Lite kors och tvärs. Kind of depends on the mood. Yeah, I'm gonna put some top coat on that. Here we go. And there it is. And you could, as I said, play with this just however you want. And you don't need to do all those layers, but I think that what makes it so pretty. So pretty. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that in the lip. Yeah, so we are gonna move on to the next one, which is like a simpler version of this. It's not as many layers and you don't need to have any fancy stuff. Just gonna clean up a bit so that I don't wreck anything. This one is done. And we get a new tip. And on this one, we are gonna use watercolors. And this is just a regular watercolor palette bought at like a kid's store. So it's nothing fancy, nothing expensive in any way. And if you do want to buy expensive, you can of course do that. But this works just as well. Vad roligt att ni gillar den. Tack, vad söta ni är. So, moving on to the watercolors, we are gonna go in. This is just a tip. I have nothing on it. I've just buffed it. And that is kind of important because the watercolor does not want to stick on a shiny surface. So you need to buff it and make sure it's not shiny. And I get some water and just a brush. And we're gonna do it green today, just because we love green. So I got some water on my brush. Ja men eller hur, visst är det roligt med vattenfärger, Monette? Jättekul. And we are gonna go in, we're gonna take a decent amount of color on the brush. And just blob. And I'm gonna clean off my brush a bit, and I'm gonna take just water on the brush and kind of soften that out a bit. Some more water, and I'm gonna mix in some black. Maybe mix in a bit of green on that. This is kind of the easy way of making inks without having inks. Cleaning off my brush. Going in with just the water and soften it out. Maybe a bit more green. As I said, I have a tendency to overdo everything, so I need to stop right now. We're gonna wait for that to dry. Så att jag väntar på att jag skulle få önska färg. Ja, och här, jag bara kör över er, det var inte schysst. Lila, exakt. Alla vill ha lila just nu. Purple is the color of the spring 2022. Ja, men precis. Gå in och knyck barnens vattenfärger. Ja, men vad roligt. Det är himla kul med vattenfärger. Dry, 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 dry. It needs to be dry before we go in with the same gel polish that I used last time, and it's a translucent white. If you don't have translucent white, you can always mix your own. Just take some white and some clear, top coat, base gel, whatever, and mix it. So I am gonna do a thin layer on top of the whole thing. Like that. I'm gonna kind of put some extra here and there. Yeah. And I'm gonna pop it in the light. Hej Monica! Yeah. Alla kids kommer sakna sina färger imorgon. Precis. Mamma leker med vattenfärger. But it's amazing with the watercolors because they actually do kind of work as the alcohol inks. You can get kind of the same effect, and it's very easy, and you can buy it anywhere. And yeah, it's perfect. This one is ready, and we are gonna do some foil on this one as well. So I'm gonna take a bit of foil. Actually gonna do some smaller pieces on this one. Because I am gonna do a bit of green foil as well on this one. I thought that would be fun. Something like that. Gold everywhere. And I'm gonna take some transfer foil, green, and just put it in the tacky layer of the gel polish, and just super tiny amount, hardly touching it. Yeah, something like that. Nej, något geni i att han med fasiken inte. Men det var väldigt gulligt. Exakt, foliet, don't breathe because then it's gold everywhere. So there we go. I am gonna do another layer now of the translucent white. and not cover the entire thing, but kind of go over parts of it to kind of create that dimension. You want the foils to kind of pop through on certain places. You get what I mean? So, something like that. And we're gonna pop it in the light. And there you go. Sorry. I am super allergic today. I don't know if it's the wind that is kind of, I don't know, blowing around some pollen everywhere. But all day I've been sneezing and my eyes are running and yeah, hate it. So I am gonna just very carefully clean off the tacky layer. I'm not gonna rub all over it because I could accidentally wipe off some of the foil that we didn't cover. So I'm just gonna roughly remove the tacky layer. And then we are gonna do one more layer with the watercolor. And this time we are gonna do green, but mostly white. Can you see that? Yeah. And also kind of a good amount of white on there. This is the difference, I'm guessing, between the good aquarelle paints and these $2 things. The pigment, of course, but yeah, good enough. And we are gonna do like we did almost with the blooming gel. I'm just gonna pop it all over, and I'm gonna clean off my brush a bit. So I have mostly water on my brush, and then I'm gonna go over it, kind of dragging it. See how it basically creates the same effect. And I kind of mix between having water on my brush to move the paint around, and then I'm wiping my brush on the pad and soaking up the water again. And that helps create those lines. And if the paint dries, it doesn't matter. You just take some water on your brush and wipe over it, and it loosens it up again. And I'm gonna take some green. Hello, Louise. Welcome, darling. Lite grön igen. Just kind of do what you feel. Maybe a bit of darker somewhere. to fix this. I have to stop now. Yeah, I'm gonna stop now. And this has to dry for just a second. And then we are gonna do encapsulate it with some clear gel. And just like last time. Ja men eller hur Monette? Jag upptäckte det på din live i måndags. Att vi matchar listan. Jätteroligt. Yeah, this is pretty much dry. Yeah, that'll do. So I'm gonna do the clear gel and encapsulate this. I am cheating now and doing this with a rubber base, but you get the hang of it. This could be upside down for a second. Yeah, I'm gonna pop that in the light. There you go. So pretty. Thank you. We are almost done, you guys. I am just going to, when this is cured, I am gonna wipe it off and file it. And then I'm actually going over it one more time with some white. Again, just to create that dimension. So, wipe it off. And we're gonna file it just a little. My stomach is talking non-stop. Are you hearing this? Ja, söt hon är. Ska hon sitta och titta på det här i flera timmar? Ja. Man kan hålla på i flera timmar också. Det är det som är det sjuka med det här. Jag kan verkligen försvinna in i marmorn. So, you guys gonna make marble tomorrow? There we are. So, just the last little layer of white. Just taking the brush, making it wet, and going in with the white. And not too much this time. Could actually do just for you, Patricia, going in the other direction. And then I'm cleaning off my brush. so that I have mostly water. And I go back. Cleaning off again. And these are no fancy brushes either. I bought them at, I think, like dollar store. So nothing fancy. Nu ska vi se, jag försöker läsa kommentarerna samtidigt. Exakt Camilla, helt rätt inställning. Nu är det marmor det blir. Punkt slut bara. I think most of them will love it. And as you can see here, the color has dried, but there is no worries. Just put some water on your brush and kind of go over it. And it loosens up. And you can move it around. There you go. I am gonna stop there. This actually looks super pretty in matte as well. But we're gonna do it shiny. So I'm gonna put that away and we are done with the watercolors. Just gonna let that dry. And some top coat. And there it is. Gonna pop it in the light. So you guys, what do you think? Are you gonna play with some watercolors tomorrow? I have to say, the watercolors, I love them. It's easy and to work with. When a client asks for marble, I tend to pull out the inks. Not really sure why. I just do. I don't know. But actually in the watercolors, you have all these colors. It's much easier. The inks, I only have them in like brown, black, red, and green, I think. So, I don't know why I do that. Åh, vad roliga ni är. Kommer drömma om vattenfärger och inksedat. Det är bra. There you go. Easy marble. Well, there are a few steps to keep track of. But as I said before, there are no rights or wrongs. So you can't really mess it up. That's the point. Just go bananas. I think the trick is, what I have most trouble with, is just that know when to stop. Don't overdo it. A little bit goes a long way. And since there are so many layers, you don't need much on each layer. Just a few strokes and that's fine. You don't need to overdo every layer like I do. So time-wise, it should be quicker than this almost, because you don't need to put so much effort into every layer, since all the layers are covering up each other, and in the end it just looks fab anyway. Måste dra. Ses på torsdag. Ja, det gör vi, Patricia. This Thursday, it's... this Thursday, Patricia is having the Moonflair takeover. Super exciting. We get to hang out with her all day. So there you go, guys. Yeah, I think that is it for today. I could put this one here. Can I do that? Yeah, there you go. So yeah, if you try this out, please tag me so that I can see your stuff. And tag Moonflair, of course. Tack snälla för att ni ville titta. Från Finland. Yay. And don't miss out on the freaking awesome giveaway that is happening over at Moonflair right now. Go check that out. They are giving away hands and stuff. It's amazing. Don't want to miss that. So check that out. The red iguana practice hands. Yeah, you don't want to miss that. And next Monday we have a new girl having a Monday live. So don't forget to check that out. Yeah, well, thank you for tonight, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Thank you.